Good morning. Welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Social Media Manager for HAR, and I'm joined this morning by Claudia Hernandez, HAR's Director of Video Services. Welcome, Claudia.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I know that our members are really excited to hear everything that you have to share with us today. We have a lot to discuss about all kinds of different videos that our members could be utilizing. So we'll get into it, and if you have questions for Claudia, type them into the comments, and we will get to them in just a little bit. Before we do that, though, Claudia, if you would, I know this is not your first appearance on Member Focus Monday, but for any members that don't know who you are, can you tell us who you are and what you do for HAR?
Yeah, so I'm Claudia. I'm the Director of Video Services for HAR, and I've been with HAR for about 10 years now. And basically, I provide video services for our HAR members and for our association, whether that be agent videos, promo videos, promotions for classes, events, tutorials, educational videos, videos about commercial, about membership, anything at all regarding video is what I do for the membership and for the association.
Very good. So if they see any video that comes from HAR, it was probably you, right?
Probably, yeah.
Very good. So a lot of people telling you good morning, and they're happy that you're here. Let's get into it. So obviously, a lot of people working from home. We do have a studio at the HAR office, which is currently closed, correct?
Right.
What typically do you do in that studio, though?
So for the most part, we shoot agent videos in there, and we also shoot our monthly updates. And the fact that we have a studio that has a teleprompter and the good lighting and good audio allows both staff and members to come in and shoot videos properly. But the majority of the time, I'm shooting what we call agent videos, which are meant to be promotional videos for our members.
Okay, very good. So there are things that agents can be doing right now. So what types of videos should realtors be making right now?
Well, so just like I mentioned, the main video that you should have somewhere on your website or somewhere on your social media sites is and should be your agent video. And your agent video is mainly a video that just sets you apart, what sets you apart from all of the other members that you are working with and kind of competing with. Mm-hmm. So if someone sees that video of you, whether that be a consumer or a colleague, you want to show them who you are in that video. And that's supposed to be a 30-second to a minute long video. That one you should have just across all platforms, everywhere where they can go and find your name.
I'm sorry, that's basically like a video version of a bio, right?
Yes, I try not to say bio because I don't want people to give their whole bio, their whole story. I want people to know that you have a website for your bio. This is meant to be a promo video. Mm-hmm. Basically, think about, 30-second commercial on TV. I reference it to a restaurant. They tell you the specials, but they don't tell you everything that's in the restaurant. So for 30 seconds to a minute, you talk about what you specialize in, where you work, and why they should hire you. So that's normally what an agent video covers. Other types of videos that people could do are testimonials. Client testimonials are really great. We all know that we all go online to look for reviews and ratings. So client testimonials are basically your reviews from your clients. And the best time to get those is at the closing table. And even if it's just on your phone, just a quick, how did the experience go? Would you recommend this realtor to somebody else? Those are always great to have on your website because a prospective client will look at those and see, oh, this is the type of person that I want to work with. The third is always education. You always want to educate your clients as well, whether that be about mortgages, about the lending process, about how to find a home, how to go about, looking for a home, where to go. So any video that you could create that will educate your consumer is always really helpful. And then a lot of realtors right now are helping their communities, and they're doing videos regarding lifestyle or the community that they live in. We know that a lot of businesses have closed. Some of them may not be able to open up again, but the ones that are, you want to try and promote those online, on video, and show them to your sphere of influence. And those are the main four that I usually promote. But right now, specifically, you should be doing some live videos. And, we're going to talk about the virtual open houses, and those are live. Live gets the most views. It gets the most attention, is instant gratification. Your viewers are watching you right now, and you can answer them right away. So live is a really big thing right now.
Yeah, very good. One thing that I think, that we know actually that keeps members from doing this is a little bit of the fear. But off camera, you were telling me right now, it seems like viewers are giving you a lot more leeway if you mess up. Is that
Yeah.
what you're finding?
I think if you were ever afraid to do video, this was probably the best time to be doing it because we're all under the same situation. No one has access to a studio right now. No one has access to buying the best equipment because a lot of it is taking forever to ship. So right now is probably the most forgiving time to create videos on your own. Everybody's on the same boat. We all have, bad lighting, bad camera quality. There's some things that you can do to make that better. But if you were ever afraid to do it now because I think most of your audience will be forgiving of any of those little errors.
Okay, that's great. So to that point, what type of equipment do they need to get started?
Right. So I wouldn't say to invest too much money on it right away. When you're first getting started, you want to get a few of the little things that will really help that production value increase. And you'd be surprised how inexpensive they can be. For those of you that don't know, I've been producing what we call a video production tools playlist for agents to do videos at home. And I go over tips on how to hold the phone, on what type of equipment to use that's really inexpensive, whether it be a $15 tripod or a $20 mic or a $10 light that will help really enhance those videos that you're doing at home. So really think about lighting, think about sound, and think about stability. So tripod, mic, light. And the ones that I showed in my Tuesday tips a couple weeks ago was less than $50 in total on all three of those tools. So go to youtube.com/HARTV and you'll see that playlist of videos.
That's great. And it's really helpful that you're putting those out because that is a lot of the questions that we get from members.
Right.
Rhonda just made a comment that she was scared, but she made it happen yesterday when she did a virtual open house. So we'll talk about the virtual open houses in just a little bit. You've mentioned live. Obviously, we're live now. Member Focus Monday is done live, and we promote live. What is the benefit of live? Why live over a recorded video?
So recorded videos are great. You should always have recorded videos anyway, but live has just statistically shown to have the most viewers. We've proven that with this live that we have every Monday with you and several guests. So live has just shown across all platforms, whether that be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, to have the most views. And, it gives you a chance to be vulnerable and show the audience who you really are when you go live because there's no editing. There's no addition of, fixing lighting and titling and all that stuff afterwards. You're just showing who you are right then and there. You can answer viewers' questions right away. You're having a conversation with your audience when you're going live. And that's what's so great. And, that allows the audience to see who you are and really start to trust you. So live it's just so popular on all platforms. I don't need to tell you that, but hopefully our audience can understand that, if you're not going live, you should, specifically for your houses.
Okay, very good. So there might be a little bit of confusion. Somebody said, how do you show 3D on your live?
So 3D, if you're referring to the different tools and options that we've offered at HAR for your open houses, 3D is the type of photos. 3D and 360 are the type of photos that you can show on your listing with a specific type of 360 camera. Going live for your listing is a completely different thing, and we call that a live event. And that is basically an open house, but with your phone. So it's two totally separate things. One is 3D and 360 photos, and the other one is a live virtual open house.
Okay, very good. So I see a lot of questions and comments about the virtual open houses. I want to get to one first that Leah just asked, how do you promote a live open house? And I think this really would apply to whether you're using the HAR virtual open house tool or some other live platform. How would you promote that live?
Right, so you can promote the virtual open house through HAR. You can share that link on your social media sites and share that with clients. But you can promote a regular open house also across all social media sites. I know that even in HAR, we provide, a design center to create flyers and different things like that. So there's so many tools that you can use to create flyers and but HAR, you can share that link on your social media that you're going to have an open house.
And it really does make a difference to promote that in advance. Because they sit down, they're ready to watch it, similar to what we're doing now in Member Focus Monday, but also promoting it after the fact, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So after you let them know, I had an open house, I had this live, go check it out, and then that consumer will go onto hr.com, go to that listing, and they'll request that recording from you, and that will allow you to get that lead and the information from that consumer so that you can contact them later.
Okay, very good. So my next question for you will probably answer a lot of people's questions here, which is what do you recommend for agents to have a successful virtual open house?
So today I'm only going to give you 10 tips, but we have a long list of tips that we're going to put on the har.com/virtual site, and that's where you can find videos and other resources regarding whether you want to do a virtual open house or you want to start taking 360 photos of your listings. You can find information about both of those on har.com/virtual. So the first tip is that you and I created a tutorial video. So everybody go and watch that video. Christina just kind of walks you through the process of going in your app and choosing the events and creating the event, is what we're calling it, of your virtual open house. And after you watch that video, just a few tips to get you prepared. Get there early so that you can unlock the doors and just kind of do a little bit of a run through on the property. Do your own through. Make sure you open all the doors that need to be open, put things away that need to be put away, open any windows, turn on lights to make it nice and bright. The same way that you would do for an open house. You would get there early so that you could do all those things. So be sure that you have strong internet. We've heard a lot of agents have issues with this. So if possible, ask the owners to allow you to use the Wi-Fi in the home. If not, you obviously want to have LTE. And if possible, maybe invest in a MiFi from Verizon or from some other company that will allow you to have wireless internet so that you have a strong connection, because you are doing this live and you don't want to have to get cut out and come back on. So try and use equipment like a stabilizer. So again, I'm going to reference my Tuesday tips. The video that's going to go out tomorrow for Tuesday will be on using the Osmo 3 stabilizer for your open houses. It's a super easy tool to use. It almost comes ready to go out of the box. You just pop in your phone, and it helps stabilize your phone when you're walking around. We've noticed, when you walk around with your phone, if you don't have anything holding it, whether that be a tripod, a stabilizer, you see all that, moving up and down while they're walking by. So think about investing in a stabilizer. That one is about $120, and you'll be able to use it after all this is over. Even if you decide you don't want to do virtual open houses later, you'll use it for other things. So, and a mic. Remember that you're going to start outside. You're going to walk around the house, showing the house. If you have somebody else helping you, maybe they're holding your phone. So invest in a mic that'll plug into your phone so that they can hear you a lot clearer, regardless of where you are or your distance away from that phone. And that's another thing, is possibly have somebody else help you. An open house, the way that you would do a regular open house, you have the consumer that comes to check out the house, and you're showing them around the house possibly. Maybe they're walking around, maybe you're showing them some features. So having a second person hold that phone and follow you around helps you focus on showing the home and just them focusing on holding the phone. So that's another option as well, if you can safely do that.
Very good. If you don't mind, we do have just a couple quick questions, and then I know you have more tips for us too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So just a couple quick questions here that I see. The JC group said stabilizer versus gimbal.
They're the same thing, basically. Different companies call them different things, but they're the same.
Yeah. And they actually followed it up. So, and if you could repeat the name of the stabilizer.
So the stabilizer that I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on tomorrow is called a DJI Osmo 3. So just Google Osmo 3. I got it on Amazon for $120. And like I said, it's super easy to use. And if for future reference, you'll be wanting to use it for something else, most stabilizers do go from landscape to portrait. For the purpose of this tutorial and for HR's virtual open house, our platform is using the portrait mode. So you can use that with this stabilizer.
Yeah. And Ricky just made a comment. If you don't have a stabilizer, a pop socket will help you hold your phone easily with one hand. You can find them at Target and Walmart for around $5. So,
yeah. So again, Christina, you did this tutorial, and Christina talks about that equipment on there as well.
Very good. Okay. So and actually somebody else said you can also find the Osmo at Best Buy. Yeah, you can find them on a lot of different retailers. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're pretty much everywhere. So.
Okay. So what other tips do you have for us?
So I'll go through these pretty quickly. I'd noticed some agents had some issues getting kicked off of their time because they didn't start on time. So try and start streaming a minute before, just to make sure that you are on time with the event that you had scheduled. Turn your phone on DND, because you will have an interruption with a phone call or a text message or any notifications that you get. You want to try and avoid that during a live. Again, hold your phone in a portrait mode. That's vertically. For the purposes of this platform for virtual open house that HAR offers, we are using the vertical and portrait mode. And walk slowly through the home, whether it's you holding the phone or somebody else. If you pan too quickly, the video and the quality will get grainy. So try and just show them the home nice and slow, the same way you would walk through a home. You don't, breeze through it. You kind of take it slow and show the property. And even if no one is watching live, remember that this is being recorded and staying on HAR.com. So someone will go back and watch it. So if you log on and you see, but no one's here, you should still go through it and do the live, because you'll get those leads later when someone goes to that listing.
All right. Awesome. So let's see here. Can you make a recommendation on a microphone?
Yeah, so one of the mics that I had mentioned in my Tuesday tips is this Movo, and it connects to your phone, and it's about 20 feet long. So this is really good if somebody else is holding the phone, and it clips on right to your shirt right here, and doesn't require a battery if it's being plugged into your phone. And this will allow you to walk around and not really think about, I got to be really close to the phone. It's a really short cord. It's 20 feet. So someone can hold the phone and you can walk around to the kitchen, wherever you need to.
Very good. So really good point here from Rhonda. She I guess she watched a few virtual open houses yesterday that had no sound. She said, I guess they forgot to give permission.
Right. So we heard that from a couple of realtors, that they forgot to give HAR permission to use the sound. So remember that when you're going to go live.
Yeah. Anna asked a good question here. How long should it be?
So right now we're doing 2 30-minute sections, I believe, is the limit. So I really recommend keeping it at 30 minutes, even if we didn't have a limit anyway. So keeping it under 30 minutes would be good.
Okay. Diane asked, why has HAR chosen portrait mode for the virtual open house?
I think mainly because we realize a lot of people will be watching this on their phone, and people like to watch things in portrait mode. A lot of people really do like landscape mode. I don't know if in the future that might change on the virtual open house platform, but for now, that was chosen because of the way that we naturally hold our phones.
Yeah, I think that's something that, again, once you actually go to do it, you'll notice the difference. If you're trying to hold your phone like this for 30 minutes, that's a little more difficult than holding it just upright. So it's something that naturally kind of happens. Okay, very good. And somebody else just asking about time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So
yeah, I would say I feel like most of the ones that I saw were about 20, and that seemed to be a good amount of time.
Okay, very good. Danny Pham had a good comment here. If you have an iPhone 10 or higher, don't forget the adapter.
Right. So the Movo mic, when I showed it in my Tuesday tips, I had the white adapter because it's a headphone jack. So
okay, and a few people asking if you could repeat the mic, if you could spell it out for us.
It's Movo, M-O-V-O. It's a lavalier mic, and I got it from Walmart for $19.99.
Very good. Okay, Cheryl asked, how do we tell people to go back and look at the virtual open house if they missed the recording? So kind of like we were saying, the after promotion. How do you do that?
So they can see it on the listing, right on the listing under where you would normally see the number of bedrooms, bathrooms. Right under there, it says, there was a virtual open house, and they can click right on there, and they'll put in their information to ask for the recorded video.
Okay. Lynn asked, how do you give HAR permission for sound? I think that's in your app settings.
It's in the app the same way you would give it permission for camera. So specifically for camera, I know a lot of us started giving HR permission for the camera when we had to scan into class. So in those same settings, you would give them permission for the mic.
Okay. Karen said, where do we find the tutorial video? I just popped the link up on the screen. It's just har.com/virtual. Okay. So Leah just made a comment. I guess she was speaking with one of our developers that said that they could add landscape mode. So maybe that's something our developers are working on right now.
Yeah, that would be great. I don't want to go ahead and say that they will, but I think possibly if enough people ask about it, our developers might think about it.
Okay. And Yvonne, I guess this is in reference to Danny's comment earlier. Where do you get the adapter? It's just the adapter for iPhone, the one that actually comes with your phone, but you can also order them from Apple if you're an Apple user.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, sorry. I think it was $10 at the Verizon store, so they're really cheap.
Excellent. All right, and just a comment here from Leah. I love the feature. They request the video and HR automatically sends them to them and CCs you. Brilliant. And it's a lead generator, so who's not going to love that, right?
Right, exactly.
All right. Couple more here. Can the agent view the virtual open house? Oops, just jumped on me, sorry. Can the agent view the virtual open house on the listing without requesting the video?
The agent.
So can agents see them without requesting the video?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
That's something we would need to ask our technology team, but I believe it's the same. You would have to request as a consumer would.
Yeah, and I would recommend to any realtors that are watching, obviously as staff, we've been going in and watching some of your virtual open houses too.
Right.
And if you are filling out that form, yes, it is trying to generate a lead for that listing agent. I would just maybe make a comment, hey, I'm another agent just watching for, good luck or something like that. So, so they know and they're not trying to contact you after the fact.
Yeah, I think one of our staff members did that and say, I work for HAR, I'm just watching.
Okay. So if someone requests to see the virtual open house, who does the lead go to? The listing agent or the person who did the virtual open house?
The listing agent, I believe.
I think it's actually the other way around. So it's the hosting agent. Sorry, that might have been confusing. So whoever hosts that virtual open house will get the lead. Very good. All right. So yeah, just some questions here about adapters. Very good. Okay, very good. So there was a lot of questions from members. Were there any other tips or anything that you needed to share with us?
Just remember that this is still an open house. Just, promote it and show it as you would a regular open house. Wear what you would wear during an open house. You'll walk around the house and there might be a mirror that would get your reflection. So, they might see your shoes at one point. They might see you at one point. So act as if it's a regular open house the way you used to do.
That's great. One thing that I did notice, and you can maybe address this for our members, I noticed that a few members would start it and then kind of wait. What would you recommend they actually do when they get started?
I think it's okay to wait the first couple seconds, but just start as if you would act as if the phone is a consumer. They're there already. So you want to just get started and go introduce yourself, talk about the address and where you are. And again, assume the phone is a person. And if a person were there, you wouldn't just stop talking. You would just keep going and keep showing. So again, like it's a regular open house.
Okay, very good. And I do want to just tell all of our members that as an HR staff person, and I can probably speak for our other staff and our developers, we're so proud of our members for getting on and trying the virtual open houses. We watched a lot of you guys this weekend, and we encourage you to keep using it. We know that there were some things that people reported. Any of those issues, just send them to support@har.com because our developers are working around the clock to make the platform as amazing as it possibly can be for our members. But we're really proud of all of you for adapting to this new feature that I think really can benefit you down the line.
Right. Yeah. And again, it's always that, well, I don't know how to get started with video. Well, you just did. So
Yeah.
now you can just keep doing more. And I'm, like you said, I'm just so proud that they fought that fear and they went ahead and started it. So.
Yes, you've been preaching it to them for a decade, so they did it.
I have, yes. Finally.
So something else I want to get into, and of course, if there are any other questions, just type them in and we'll get to them. One other thing I wanted to get into is virtual conferencing. A lot of members might be trying to meet with clients. Maybe your clients aren't quite ready to meet. There are a lot of virtual options, though.
Right.
Is there a benefit to one conferencing platform over another?
Not necessarily. I think for the most part, it's whatever your client or whoever you're meeting with is most comfortable using. If someone is really familiar with Skype, but they don't really know Zoom really well, if this is a potential client, try and go with what they're most comfortable with. But I would say that most of them have just about all the same features and a lot of the same things.
Okay, very good. So to that point also, we talked about tips for a virtual open house. What are some tips for a successful video conference or video meeting?
Well, just a few things that I've noticed. Just, we've been having to do Zoom meetings as well as HR staff and meeting with other people. I've talked to other people from other associations as well. So be on time, which means be early before you log on. And be sure to set up before your meeting. It can be pretty distracting to watch somebody adjust their camera and their lighting during a meeting, especially when you see, let's say 10 other people that are sitting still and then there's somebody over here moving around. So set up. Most of these virtual conferencing apps allow you to see yourself in the settings beforehand. So you can look in the settings and look at the video settings and see what your lighting looks like, see what your placement looks like, and, do all that beforehand. Obviously, be in good light. Right now, you and I went back and forth whether I should have extra light or I should add light, or right now I'm sitting in front of some windows because it's bright outside and it gives me really good light. So just think about where you're going to sit. Try not to sit with your back to a window so that you have this halo, this silhouette behind you. You want them to be able to see you. And probably one of the things I see the most is, mute yourself if you're not talking. Have any TV around you off. If it's not your turn, go ahead and mute yourself so we don't hear separate conversations or other noises when you ran to the kitchen to get something and came back. So a lot of the things I see too is the placement. A lot of these cameras or phones or iPads aren't eye level, and I've seen all kinds of maneuvers. People are using books, storage boxes, anything you want. You have these things around your home. So just think about anything you can use to bring that camera up to eye level so that whoever you're speaking to feels like they're speaking to you in person.
They're not looking at this angle.
They're not looking, they're not looking, up your nose or over here. They're looking right at you. So.
Right. Very good. Okay. Thank you for those tips. And again, we've all probably been on Zoom calls at this point, but a lot of the things that we don't really think about. And if you are having this meeting with a client or potential client, you want to appear professional on camera as well as you would be in person. So
exactly.
Very good. So a few people were asking questions that it looks like that are being answered in the comments. So great. Thank you guys for that. So Claudia, is there anything else that you want to share with our members?
Just, get started. There's no better time to do video than now. You're home and there's no other way to communicate with, your clients for them to get to see you. This event, this, emergency pandemic, whatever you want to call it, has allowed us to, we all tune into our favorite newscasts, and we all have our favorite. One is, Channel 213. And you tune into the one where you trust the anchors the most, and you trust them because you've been watching them for years. Mm-hmm. So they've allowed us, to watch this 30-minute newscast every year, and that's the one that I trust, so that's who I go watch. So allow your consumers and your clients to trust you by being on video. They won't trust you or get to know you if they can't see you or find out who you are. And right now, video is the best way to do that. So go ahead and get started. If you have any questions about production, about equipment, about placement, anything at all, be sure to contact me. My email is video@har.com. And I'll be happy to answer your questions about scripts, types of video, anything at all. So just let me know.
Very good. Melissa just said, where are the Tuesday tips again?
So those are they've been They've been placed on the platform, on the Platinum Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
We have them on YouTube specifically, though. So it's youtube.com/HARTV. And we also have a link to them on our Instagram page.
That's great. Jim just asked, and I'm surprised this is the first one we've gotten, but Jim said, can you give any advice on the Ricoh camera?
Yeah, so there's a video of the Ricoh camera as well. There's a tutorial that, again, you and I did together on the har.com/virtual site. So there's a walkthrough. Christina does a walkthrough on how to use it, how to turn it on, and several resources on that page.
Excellent. Leah said, what are a few of the best times for a live open house?
There used to be, I would say, the weekend was best to hold an open house, but right now, anytime, honestly. People are on their computers and they're online all day. So I think anytime, I think most, maybe lunchtime possibly, because that's when they have time to step away from actual work and look at something. So possibly lunchtime right now, but really I think just going out and doing it is important.
Yeah, very good. A lot of people thanking you for your tips. This has really, really been helpful for them, Claudia. So thank you. We aren't quite done, though. I do want to share a video that Claudia produced for us. And it is actually our account executive at Araceli talking about how you can be featured on a Member Focus Monday. So take a look.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in for today's Member Focus Monday with my friends Christina and Claudia. I hope that you are able to gain some valuable takeaways like I have from today's show with HAR TV. Make sure you follow hr.com for more useful tips. If you'd like to be featured as a sponsor on any one of our channels, like this one, Member Focus Monday, which happens every Monday at 9 a.m. right here on Facebook Live, reach out to me and I can help you with that. Our programming is getting thousands of viewers on every single week, and this could be your video playing at the end of our weekly show. Be on the lookout for a series of videos from me on how HR.com can help you with your brand and getting in front of our members. Stay safe and let's talk. Happy Monday. Back to you, Christina.
All right, so Araceli had the benefit of hearing some of Claudia's tips before she shot that video, so we see good lighting and a good angle there.
Right, exactly.
Very good. So there's a few questions about how to delete a virtual open house. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, Claudia.
I am not.
Okay.
If you are, you can go ahead and answer. If not, we can get that question to our support staff and ask.
Yeah, and I see a few questions did pop up, so we will be answering some questions after we finish this broadcast as well. Anything else you want to share with our members, Claudia?
No, just, be brave and get out there and do some video and wash your hands.
Wash your hands, yes. All right, well, that is it for this Member Focus Monday. We will see you back next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week. Bye-bye.